My wife said, "You can't expect me to cancel dinners with my ex-fiancé. He's part of my life. I have a child with him." I replied, "You're right." My wife Catherine came home unusually cheerful one Thursday evening. When I asked about her day, she mentioned having dinner with Cole. Cole? Who's Cole? My ex-fiancé, Haley's father. This was the first time in 3 years of marriage she'd mentioned having dinner with her ex. "Since when do you have dinners with your ex-fiancé?" "Oh, we've been doing this for a while. It's about Haley. We need to coordinate things." Haley, Catherine's 10-year-old daughter, lived with Cole full-time. Catherine saw her every other weekend. "Coordinate what exactly?" "She lives with him." "You can't expect me to cancel dinners with my ex-fiancé. He's part of my life. I have a child with him." "How often are these dinners happening?" "Every couple of weeks. Sometimes more if needed." Every couple of weeks for 3 years. Dinners she'd never mentioned. The following weekend, Catherine announced she was spending Saturday night at her friend Sadie's house for girls' night. Sunday morning, I drove to Sadie's apartment with coffee to surprise them. Sadie answered, looking confused. "What girls' night? I haven't seen Catherine in weeks." When I got home, Catherine was already there. "How was girls' night?" "Great," she said without hesitation. "We stayed up way too late." That afternoon, her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. A text from Cole. "Thanks for last night. Haley loved having breakfast with both of us this morning." Both of us. Breakfast this morning. She'd spent the night at Cole's house. "You want to tell me about last night?" I asked when she came downstairs. Her face went pale. "It's not what you think. I just stopped by Cole's to see Haley and it got late, so I stayed in the guest room. Sadie told me she hasn't seen you in weeks. I knew you'd overreact if I told you I was staying at Cole's." Monday morning, I called my supervisor about that transfer opportunity to Portland. "Is it still available?" "Yeah. They need someone within 2 weeks. Make the call." Over the next week, I quietly packed my belongings during lunch breaks, moving them to a storage unit. Catherine was so distracted she barely noticed. By Sunday, I'd accepted the Portland job offer and put down a deposit on an apartment. Friday night, Catherine came home from another dinner with Cole. Then she stopped. "Where's the bookshelf?" "I moved it." She walked into the kitchen. Half the dishes are missing. Now that she was paying attention, the changes were obvious. My diplomas were gone. My chair was missing. "What's going on? How was dinner with Cole at the Italian place where he proposed to you?" Her face went pale. I showed her Cole's text from Sunday. "You told me you stayed at Sadie's house. She confirmed you weren't there. Nothing happened. The point is that you chose to spend the night with him instead of coming home to me. Cole is Haley's father. He'll always be part of my life, and apparently, I won't be." "What does that mean?" "You don't need to cancel your dinners with Cole anymore. You don't need to lie about where you're spending the night, because I won't be here to care." "You won't be here?" "I'm moving out. Portland. I accepted a job transfer. I start Monday." "This Monday? As in 4 days from now?" "That's typically how calendars work." Her face cycled through shock, confusion, and panic. "You can't just move to Portland?" "Actually, I can. And I am." Saturday morning, I finished packing while Catherine slept. Sunday, I drove to Portland and moved into my new apartment. Monday, I started my new job. Tuesday evening, Catherine called. "Why aren't you home?" I sent her photos of the Portland skyline. "I'm at home. My home. You actually left. I told you I was leaving. I ended things with Cole when I realized you were actually gone. So you only ended it when you realized there were consequences." 3 weeks later, she showed up at my office. She looked terrible. Dark circles, sweatpants. "Cole said he wasn't ready for a serious relationship. He liked the dinners and the time together, but he didn't want to commit. So he got what he wanted from you, and then he bailed. Can't you forgive me?" "I don't need to forgive you. I'm grateful. You showed me who you are. I want a life where I don't have to compete with your ex for your attention." She left crying. My phone buzzed with a text from my new colleague. "Coffee after work." I smiled and texted back, "Sounds perfect."